Alright, so today I want to show you 5 photos I took in July. They're a few of my favorites from the month. Let me show you a little bit of how I got each photo. They actually all have a different technique associated with them. Let's take a look at the first one. First one up is this double exposure, and I loved how this turned out. I've seen other people use the skyline as a backdrop in a double exposure, and I wanted to try it out for myself. So the key here is that when I took a shot of just Kenny's face, I made sure to use the sky as the background so it would be white and overexposed. So when you layer those two together, you get that white on the outside still, and then only the city is coming through on the face. And I did a simple version of this in another video, so take a look if you're interested in learning a little bit more about double exposures. For this slow shutter pan, I was super surprised when I saw how sharp the face came out on this, because if I'm being honest, this may be the best pan photo I've done of someone running and keeping the face sharp. So I was really excited when this one popped up on the back of the camera. Panning is something that I find pretty tough to do because you're just trying to find the right shutter speed for the sport. Whatever you're shooting, it's going to be different in baseball, racing, right? Whatever sports you're covering, it's going to be a little bit different. And being able to track the face as they're going across and making sure it's not bouncing up and down, and you get that one clean image is tough. So typically with baseball, I shoot a lot of the pitchers sort of in motion. It's a lot of repetitive action, so it's easier to sort of find the groove. With running in baseball, I don't want to miss too many moments, so I don't do this too often unless the game's sort of out of hand and one team's winning by a lot. This is a little tilt shift photo, and this is something I've seen other people do in the past, and I've tried a couple times, and I've been trying to do it a little bit more recently just because I have a little bit more time during games, and this was during the Red Sox workouts, so they're just sort of doing drills over and over again. So once I got those typical photos from practice, I could just kind of try different stuff out. So to get these types of photos, you actually detach your lens from the camera and you tilt a little bit so you get the plane of focus. Instead of flat, you get it kind of tilted. Tilt it around a little bit till you see what you want is sharp. Just try different angles, things like that, different focuses. Sort of see what you can get. Now it doesn't always work really well, but it's just kind of something fun to try when you have a little bit of time, and sometimes you get something pretty cool. When I got to this location for the shoot, it wasn't exactly what I was expecting. We thought that there was going to be sort of like big tires to flip and big sort of iron weights, but they were gone because of the coronavirus. So when I saw this wall, I knew it was going to be a great background for a photo. It's nice and clean, you can get good separation of your subject from the background. And all I had to do was get him to do a nice athletic movement in that square of white, and it was going to come out a great photo. Because you always want your subject to pop out of the photo, and if you can get a nice clean background, it's just a great recipe to have them be the main focus of the image. Now this last photo shows a technique that's called luck. I wasn't planning this at all. I was just trying to get a typical photo of the pitcher pitching. And it just happened to be that the baseball lined up between the hitter's arms, and it looked even better that way. So this just happens from when you're taking those standard photos over and over and over again hundreds of times, that you get these images that happen that you hadn't necessarily thought about, but maybe next time when I go, I'll try to get a similar image of something like that. I have gotten images before where I use sort of the batter's frame and shoot through their arms on purpose, but this wasn't one of those times. And it's pretty tough to line that ball up perfectly in there, so sometimes it's great just to get lucky. Those were 5 of my favorite photos from July. Hope you enjoyed seeing the techniques I used to get them, and I'll see you next time.